Welcome to this presentation of the Imperium Romana Military Doctrine. This presentation is intended for new Legionnaires to know the basics of Rome's army and how we operate. I am Imperator Cause King Simp, leader of the nation and legate of the Legion.
And I am High Capo Jerry Duck, head director of the Legion's logistics.
Our contents will consist of 4 parts. They are structure, basic training, advanced trainings, and other parts such as history, lores, and other stuff. Firstly, let's get to the structure of our army and how we function. Structure. The most important aspect of any army is discipline, and as our great founding father George Washington once said, discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procedures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Indeed, discipline is what differentiates Rome's army from other nations' armies. The rules are simple. You listen to what your higher-ups say when we say it. If not, you'll be punished. Disobeyment of orders, breaking Roman law, desertion from a siege, fight against allies, will be met with either no pay, no reward, no compensation for loss of personal items, demotion, blacklist, or all these combined. Next is rank. The ranking, there are 3 types of ranks: lower enlisted, higher enlisted, officers. In lower enlisted, we have trio, decurion, and prefect. Higher enlisted includes praetorian legionnaire, praetorian decurion, praetorian prefect. Officers include centurion, tribune, and legate. All promotions are skill-based, skill and merit-based. If you do not pass these, you will not be promoted. Skill. After getting 3 merit points, you'll duel someone of a higher rank in either PvP or Movecraft. Merit. You must gain 3 merit points between promotions. You can get 1 merit point for attending sieges or assisting the capital for a project. So, what is the relationship between the ranks in the Legion? We have made a diagram to illustrate the relationship. A contubernium is essentially a 2-person squad. Whenever you pass your basic training, you'll be put into one of these. Then goes up to the century, which is made of 2 contuberniums, and is led by 1 praetorian legionnaire and 1 centurion. Then a cohort is consisted of 2 centuries, led by a praetorian decurion and a tribune. And then finally the legion, consisting of 2 cohorts, led by a praetorian prefect and a legate. When you join the Legion, you have 2 career paths you can follow: infantry and cavalry. As you can see here, depending on the path you choose, you'll be trained in different aspects of fighting. First, but ultimately, when you reach a high-ranking military role, you should be able to know every single skill there is to know in fighting. Now that you know the basics of our structure, our High Capo Jerry Duck will now present to you the basic training session.
For basic training, we will have 2 types of basic training. One is for infantry training, and one is for cavalry training, or as we call it, Movecraft training. Infantry training consisted of 4 stages. First is optimize and organize. Now, optimize means you're gonna have to turn off certain settings within the game, and to make sure that you have the best performance when you PvP. Organize means that you have to know how to organize your inventory in order to actually, effectively take your items out during a fight and use them effectively, basically. Next is basic control, basic maneuver. It consisted of a lot of tactics, and you need to know how to time your hits. You need to know when to crit, how to strafe, how to block, how to aim, and how to time them correctly. Next will be food and pots. Now, you will know when you have to use your pots, and you will know how to use them properly. To improve, you can focus on landing health pot 2 at your feet and having speed and strength potions above your head. Right? Food. Every recruit will know when to eat food and try to keep a full hunger bar at all times or at most times. To improve, you will eat food when you're not next to your opponent, or when your opponent is also eating and reporting. The final step will be dueling and testing. Now, to start, we will duel 20 times with your trainer, and you will use everything that you have learned. And after every match, the instructor will conduct a preview outlining what the recruit needs to work more on. To improve, you just have to keep listening to what the instructor said and keep doing your best. And then finally, when you have done all of the dueling, you will be going to the test. You will fight the instructor one singular time using everything that you have learned, and you will only pass the training if you manage to defeat the instructor in a duel, or the instructor deems you worthy enough. You will conduct this test 3 times every day until you pass. To improve, you just have to do more. That's it. Now, moving on to movecraft training. Similar to infantry training, you need to optimize and you need to organize so that you don't lag out while you're fighting on movecraft. And for basic control, you need to know how to move your tanks, you need to know how to aim your cannons and shoot the cannons. And you need to know where to shoot as well, which position to shoot as well. And for fuel and ammo, you need to know when to refuel and when to reload your ammo for your movecraft. And of course, after everything that you've learned, you will be dueling 10 times with your instructor. And the instructor will tell you what you need to improve on. After which, you will do a test. And if you manage to sink the instructor movecraft or get it to lower than 70%, you will pass the test. And of course, you'll be doing this 3 times per day. Alright. Next, Cosmic will be leading you through the advanced training.
Thank you, Jerry Doug. With basic training out of the way, as you grow accustomed to roam in the server and have proven yourself to be capable, you could train to be a instructor. And if you have impressed us, you might even qualify to lead an aspect of our nation. There are 3 levels of training, each dealing with a different aspect of nation developing. Instructors are responsible for training up legionnaires in certain aspects of combat. These units must be capable in the aspect that they are teaching and must know how to properly communicate with people. For infantry, to qualify, you must do the following: teach at least 1 person PvP, instructors PvP the trainees, and manages to get the trainees to beat them fairly. An instructor deems worthy of title by higher-ups. For cavalry, teach 1 person to fight using a tank. The instructor duels the trainees and manages to get the trainees to sink their movecraft or disable their tank's cannons. And the instructor deems worthy of the title by higher-ups. Now, our daily routine training consists of doing the Saigon and then after that we'll do 5 duels in pairs. Our weekend training consists of the Saigon map again, but this time 10 duels in pairs in the Saigon map again. Now I'll pass on this to Jerry Duck.
Now that you have learned a bit about our military organization and how we function, you might be interested in how we came to be and how we are right now. So we will be going over a bit of history of Rome itself, as well as the current situation in terms of geopolitics. The Rome you see right now has been in existence in CCNet for the past 2 years. But Rome, as a concept, as a nation itself, has existed for over 7 years and spans across 3 servers, with Cosmic King Sith being the leader of most of its duration. From the beginning, Rome has always been at war with nations that are not only jealous of our accomplishment, but also despise us for who we are. Now, 2 years ago on CCNet, we found our capital city, Königsberg. At the time, we are part of the Teutonic Order, but we succeeded due to not receiving protection from them. We then created the Holy Roman Empire and then ultimately rename it to the Imperium Romanum. We have had our ups and our downs. As it stands currently, we are against several nations that can be grouped into what we call the coalition, among which is the Thracian Confederate, led by Melkron, the Middle-earth Union, led by Gamal, the Asian Empire, led by Capitan. But however, we are not alone in this war. We have our allies, the Russian Empire, the Sahara Syndicate, the British Empire, and many more have joined forces to help us defend ourselves against our enemy and fight them in sieges. Now we seek the help of new members so that we can train to fight in this war. And you, Legionnaire, might be the next best top soldier we got for our glorious nation.